Everybody here has heard of Ja Rule.
Girl, your stare, those eyes.
He was with Murder Inc. You know, Ashanti, Irv Gotti, that whole crew. He was like the fake coming of Tupac, but from the East Coast. But hey, he had a lot of hits and he was on fire. Unfortunately, you know, the career went down, and when it went down, he ended up broke, doing a whole bunch of struggle parties for like $2,000. He was completely dusty, but hey, we all fall down, but sometimes we get up. And it seems like he got up. He announced that he just signed a $100 million deal. And with that money, my man put up on Twitter, he's about to build a school in Ghana. And give him a round of applause. As a brother in the Pan-African community, I think it is a great thing to invest with our brothers and sisters in Ghana. But stop the show. We have a more of a serious problem here that I really want to address in this video. Rewind! So of course, we always talk about moving back to Africa on this channel. And Ghana is one of the greatest destinations. In fact, it is the #1 destination that the diaspora would like to be interested in coming back home. But the issue is people like Ja Rule and T.I. and Boyce Watkins, whenever they go to Ghana, they get the red carpet treatment. I was here when Terrence Howard came to Uganda and he got the red carpet treatment. Listen, they're celebrities. I get it, not understand it. But the problem is, if Terrence Howard wanted to do something in Uganda, he would hardly have any issue with doing it because he's Terrence Howard. In a similar fashion, Ja Rule, he would never say that he wanted to build a school in Ghana if he didn't feel like he could do so. He's only saying this because he knows it can happen. But what about the normal people like me and you who would love to return back to an African country of our choice, such as Ghana, and do something great? Uh-oh, that is where we have problems. Want to know why do we have problems? Because for normal people or people who are not celebrities, it is hard to get the right information. And as it seems, for people who are celebrities, they get the right information all the time. I rarely hear about a celebrity who's went to Ghana or made an investment in Ghana or any African country talk about being scammed. It never happens. But wait a minute, let's check out Go Black to Africa's video on what's happening with some of the land scamming going on in Ghana.
Many of you all have seen my video when I have advised many people, do not buy land in Ghana. Many people take this as a stab towards Ghana or the Ghanaians, when I've said before that if you mess around with land in Ghana, you just might get scammed. I've reported that a Cebu, a place that was signed, sealed, and delivered, approved even by the president, is under attack and in courts over family disputes, where many African Americans and those in the diaspora from the UK and other places have built their property. And it's up in question.
Now, that doesn't mean everybody's being scammed. We're just talking about it there. Even brother Phil Scott talked about some of these same things happening in Ghana.
So there was this story that is going around where this black American brother went to Ghana, build a house, or trying to build a house, come back, they knocked it down. Preliminary things that I've been just kind of hearing and gathering, that the land was leasehold and not freehold. In certain African countries, they have freehold land, which is you own it outright, and then leasehold, which could be 50-year, 99-year, etc. Now, I asked why would they do that? They said because of colonization, so that people can't own the land outright, and people can do whatever they want in their country. The only thing I would say is do your due diligence on anything you're doing. But I'm starting to see the narratives, oh my God, this happened to this one guy, and oh, I don't want to do. There's many black Americans living in Ghana, haven't had an issue or a problem. Why would I be turned off for anything that I want to do for one guy? Now, if this was the constant, then it'd be a different story, and I'll tell y'all not to fool with it.
But the question is, in Africa as a whole, and I'm gonna take this plane from Ghana all the way to Kenya, I did a video on a brother who is trying to invest at least over $100,000 into Kenya. And do you know what? Here is his plea to the president.
This message is for President William Ruto of Kenya. Sir, I'm in a little bit of a situation. Okay, some time ago, I came to your country and I fell in love with the country. And I blame the lady at immigration because she know that I'm Jamaican. She know I was never been to the continent before. And just as I was about to leave the airport, she shouted out my name and said, "Welcome home." Well, Look at me, what, year and a half, 2 years later, trying to get back into Kenya. I have 2 registered Kenyan companies. We have 3 employees working. I'm in Canada. 3 employees working, and I'm looking to come there permanently. The $100,000 requirement for the Class G visa, it's not a matter of not having the money, because the money's in a Canadian bank. I needed to send it over to Kenya, but in fees alone, we're looking at about $13,000 in fees for me, right? Because that's 100,000 US, and I'm Canadian, so it's a lot more money. What we're asking for is a better way for us to come home. I know by all indications I should be heading to West Africa, but my heart belongs to Kenya. I love your country. I love the people of Kenya. I love the way I feel when I'm in Kenya. I was born and raised in Jamaica, and I love Jamaica, world without end, but I must tell you, I have never felt peace and my true self until I was in your country. So I have an emotional connection to Kenya, and I've had a lot of challenges trying to do things the right and proper way to get to Kenya. And I must tell you, the challenges are... Anyways, Mr. President, I want you to know that there are many people who are descendants of the transatlantic slave trade who really want to come home to Kenya. And we're trying to follow the rules that are there, but currently the process leaves us open to a lot of abuse. People are getting scammed out here. So what we're asking is to grant us the right of abode.
You see, here's the thing that I've noticed about a lot of African countries. African countries are clout chasers. They want to chase clout. You see, they're not really interested, in my honest opinion, about developing a base of people who can add value from the diaspora. Because largely, I think it takes too much work. Now, I will give a shout out to Sierra Leone because I do see them at least moving in the right direction. But for other countries, they see Ghana bringing celebrities, so what do they want to do? They want to bring celebrities. And sometimes celebrities may come into countries and invest, and they try to do everything they can to get those celebrities to get citizenship or to invest, and they make it very easy to do so. But for us, the people who will actually add a lot of value to the countries, it's been difficult. I'll tell you about, my time in Africa. This is Kenganda. We have over 100,000 subscribers. Give us a round of applause. We've dealt with, I don't know how many people I brought to this country, but it still has been a very difficult path. Now, we could all say, well, you don't know the right people. And that's what everybody says. You just don't know the right people. And it's very interesting because a lot of people know us, but we still have challenges. And when I meet people who are celebrities, they have a straight path to do things. I brought Woody Maya here last year, and the way that he was getting responded to was like, wow, this is a real celebrity. And I saw it in every single way. And that's great. He's earned his keep in Africa, just like Ja Rule and Terrence Howard have earned it. But the issue is this. Sometimes people come into the countries and they may or may not be willing to make the investment. And then a lot of African countries spend a lot of money in bringing these big celebrities to their country, and they give them all kind of attention and nothing happens. And then the people who really want to be here and who are investing have a hard road to do so. So when you send that message, what are you saying? Well, what you're telling people is, if you're not Ja Rule and if you're not some big celebrity, we really don't want you here. Now, that could not be the case, but we're going to make the path very easy for these people who have a lot of wealth and influence. And then for you who love the country, who want to come in and develop and help build with the community and help put your intellectual capacity into the country, well, you. In so many words, that's kind of how people feel. It may not be the case, but that is what it looks like. Ja Rule has a path to Ghana. If he wants to build a school, he's not going to go through any land scams. He's not going to have any problems. He's not going to have any issues. He's not going to have any visas. He's not going to have any work permits. Why? They're going to make sure, like, hey, look, Ja Rule is doing something. He's got $100 million from America. Yo, we cannot drop the ball. We need to make sure that this guy has the experience of a lifetime. I'm all for it. That's great. Give him a round of applause. But when you treat the diaspora like that, what happens is this. The diaspora says, wait a minute. I want to go to Africa, African country of my choice. You're telling me to come and invest, but you're not making the process is easy for me, even if I do qualify for the limits that you're asking for. If it's $100,000, if it's $250,000, if it's $500,000, I gotta go through all the red tape, and I'm gonna be here. I'm bringing my family here. I'm bringing people here. And guess what? It's like, figure it out all by yourself. So then if that's the case, maybe I need to stay here at home where I can understand what's going on. Maybe I should just put my money into like Fidelity or Vanguard or Charles Schwab. And at least I know that, hey, my investment will be appreciated. It will grow at a certain rate. And that is gonna be for sure. I don't have to worry about any of these other things because you're not trying to make it easier for me to do business with you, but you are making it easier for celebrities to do business with you. And that's the message that many African countries are sending to people from the diaspora. Let's take us out as the older diaspora. Push us to the side. Let us just let a country like Ghana deal with their own diaspora. What are you saying when you let any celebrity make the path correct for them who's coming into the country, and you have Ghanaians in the diaspora working in the UK, you got the African Americans or Jamaicans or Black British, and then the path is difficult for them. Now, obviously, I understand these things have been, again, made easier. And I know what you're gonna say. Well, this is Africa, it's about who you know. Well, if it's about who you know, why don't you want to get to know the people that are going to make the change? Why is it that you're going to allow somebody who's a celebrity to have an easier path? They may never even invest, but the people who want to invest, there's a lot of red tape for them. Here we go again with the inequalities. There's no parity in this. And that is why so many people are complaining about certain countries in Africa and how they are looking at the diaspora fitting in. And again, when Ja Rule has a situation and others don't, it makes it disparaging and disheartening. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode here on Kenganda. I really appreciate you guys for the support, getting us to over 100,000 subscribers. We love you. We want to see Africa develop and the Black community develop worldwide. Appreciate you.